may talk about the disease. This of the duodenal stomach, it is peptic ulcer. It is a common disease. First of all, let's review the anatomy of the stomach. As you know, the stomach can be classified three parts. That is C area, cardiac. This is cardiac, esophagus, the body, B area, and antrum. That is A area. This is a gastroscopic review. This is pylorus. Yeah. And the blood supply of the duodenum and the stomach mainly from the celiac artery. This is the celiac artery. This is hepatic. This is the left gastric artery, splenic artery. Okay. Mainly, there are four groups of the lymph node around the stomach. It's very easy. However, when we study the gastric cancer, the lymphatic node is very difficult according to the Japanese classification of the cancer research. Next lesson will talk that. And mainly, the stomach nerve is vagus. There are two vagus. Left vagus nerve and right left, there's a branch that is called hepatic branch. Hepatic branch. And the right vagus nerve has a branch of celiac branch. And the last is a claw foot. Claw, you know, is an animal. Claw. A claw foot. Claw is a kind of bird. You know? Yes. Claw is often seen in Japan. In Japan, it's very often. Also in Pakistan. No, okay. In China, sometimes in the rural areas, we can see the claw. So let's look at it. This is claw foot. Claw foot means mainly the function as the activity of the antrum. Let's look at the picture of the operation. This is my finger. This is left vagus. This is right vagus. This is esophagus. This is pancreas, portal vein, liver. This is cardiac. In this patient, we plan to do the total gastrectomy because of the gastric cancer. This is another picture of the nerves. Stomach can be classified in 4 layers. That is mucosa, submucosa, and muscularis propria, and serosa. Total. Okay. There are many cells located in the stomach. One of them is parietal cells located in the body. Function is the secretion of the acid and interest factor. Mucus secretes the mucus. G cell, pepsin, and the G cell secretes the gastrin, and the D cell secretes the somatostatin. And duodenum, the shape of the duodenum is C-shaped. There are 4 parts. Part 1 is the first part. Part 2 is a D2. There is a ampulla, vatus ampulla, or papilla, duodenal papilla. And this is a horizontal part and descending part. This is pancreatic duct and bile duct. This is the opening of the dam. We call the duodenal papilla, vatus ampulla. So the structure of the duodenum is very complex. Part 2. peptic ulcer disease is very complex, and the contents is much more than the other disease. So let's look at what is the reasons of the ulcer. First of the reasons is HP, Helicobacter pylori infection, usually called HP infection. As you know, HP was discovered in 1980s by the Australian physician. And several years ago, this doctor obtained the Nobel Prize. Do you know? Yes. Okay. So the HP is very famous, especially in the pathogenesis of the peptic ulcer. Yes, there are many mechanisms of HP infection. This is a light microscopic. This is HP, and electron microgram. This is HP bacteria. And the second reason is hypersecretion of the gastric acid. There's a famous word: no acid, no ulcer. So the gastric acid is highly related to the ulcerations. And there's number 3 is some drugs such as non-steroidal anti-inflammatory, such as indomethacin, to treatment arthritis. This drug sometimes can promote the ulcerations. Such as aspirin is very famous. It's usually to be used for the heart disease. Aspirin.
We can't say NSAIDs because there are 2 types of NSAIDs, the COX-1, the COX generalized and the COX-2 inhibitors.
COX-2.
Yeah, so COX-2 inhibitors don't cause gastric ulcer and gastrointestinal problems.
COX-2 inhibitors.
Yeah. So they don't cause. So
sometimes they can cause the gastric ulcers. The COX-2 inhibitors. Okay. Of course, the last one is the mucosal injuries. As you know, the mucosal barrier consists of 3 structures. The first layer is the bicarbonate layer. The second is tight junction between the epithelium cells, and this is blood flow to the mucosa. So when the mucosal injury occurred, ulcerations may take place. This is especially occurred in the gastric ulcer. So that's like the balance. Of course, the balance is very important between these two factors. So, what is the clinical presentations? Usually, clinical presentations and pathogenesis were taught by digestive physicians. So, the first is pain, epigastric pain, just located here. Pain is sometimes sometimes become worse by eating. Duodenal ulcer is usually take place at night or 1 or 2, 3 hours after meal. The other symptoms is heartburn, belching, and nausea, and so on. However, these symptoms are not very specific. Not very specific. Diagnosis. The clinical presentation is the pain just located in the upper abdomen. And investigation, that is laboratory investigation or specific examinations. The first of all is endoscopic, that is gastroscopic. And sometimes we use the barium GI. However, in our countries, this exam is not very common. This is very common. This is gastroscopic review. This is duodenal ulcer here. This is gastric ulcer here. because this ulcer is benign. This is the barium GI nature, located in the less curvature of the stomach. This is the nature located in the first part of the duodenum. So the diagnosis is not very difficult for the gastric ulcer and the duodenal ulcer. Of course, there are some diseases should be differentiated, such as the neoplasm of the stomach. Especially the ulcer in the stomach is benign or malignant. It should be dependent on the biopsy. So pancreatitis, especially chronic pancreatitis, and pancreatic cancer, diverticulitis, cholecystitis, gastritis. Cholecystitis is very common in China. I have a gallstone in my goblet. Yeah, sometimes it will cause mild pain in my abdomen. So the gallstone is very common in our countries. Of course, the gallstones is usually is very easy diagnosed by the ultrasonography. So, what is the management? So most of patients with peptic ulcers can be treated by medicine. Just a very small number of patients should receive the surgical interventions. So, what is the surgical indications for peptic ulcer? There are 4 indications classically. Intractability, hemorrhage, especially massive hemorrhage, and perforation or penetration and obstruction. That's a pyloric obstruction. The patient cannot eat anything, it's just vomiting obstruction. And other indications caused by other diseases such as stress ulcer. Stress ulcer is usually take place after damage of the brain, after burn. So the patient will have the stress ulcer. And the peripractical ulcer, there's another name that is Zollinger-Ellison syndrome or gastrinoma. We talk about the G cell secreting the gastrin. And the gastrinoma is usually located in the pancreas. So we have the name of the pancreatic ulcer. So there are major methods of the operations to treat the peptic ulcer. The first is gastrectomy. Gastrectomy is the most common used in our countries. And the second is vagotomy. Vagotomy may be very common in the Western countries. Vagotomy. So vagotomy have 3 types. The first is truncal vagotomy, and selective, highly selective vagotomy. Let's look at pictures. This is the distal gastrectomy. Remove the anchor, first part of the duodenum and some of the gastric body. And the anastomosis is between the stomach and the duodenum. That is called the below swan anastomosis. And there's another is below 2 anastomosis. After remove the majority of the stomach, we make an anastomosis between the stomach and the jejunum. So this is below 2 anastomosis. And the second is a low Y anastomosis. This is the dump of the duodenum and the duodenum. And this is jejunum, make anastomosis between the jejunum, low Y, so-called low Y anastomosis. The bile will come down here, and this is the duodenum. The bile will come here from here to this level. There are many modifications of the philosophy 2. Make anastomosis between stomach and the jejunum. This is in front of the colon. This is colon. We usually use this type of operations.
So what is the significance of making these variations?
Okay. What is the difference?
No, I mean, what is the significance of all these variations?
Okay. It's nature. The food flow from the mouth to the stomach and then to the duodenum. It's very nature, just like before the operations. Yes, it's nature. So it is the first of choice in our country because to treatment. And below 1, there is a leakage shortcomings. The bile, that is called bile reflux gastritis. And bile will come to the stomach and cause gastritis. See? And low Y, the bile come here. So there's no bile reflux. So which is bad, which is the best, I don't know. Maybe you do the low Y, and I do the low Y, and then
So our main aim is to prevent the acid reflux, that's it.
to prevent the bile reflux.
Yes. Yeah, only that. That is the reason why we do this.
Yes, they're the main reasons to prevention the bile reflux to the stomach. Yes. This is the operation picture. This is stomach. This is jejunum. This belongs to anastomosis or reconstruction. Vagotomy has 3 types. Truncal vagotomy. Here, just cut the biggest nerve here. In the levels of the esophagus, lower end of the esophagus. Selective and preservation of the hepatic branch and celiac branch. Cut here. And usually this type of 2 operations is associated with the pyloroplasty, drainage operation, because the pylorus functions may be damaged. So should be open the pylorus and do a plastic. Highly selective vagotomy. Just remove the nerves contribute to the vital cell. So the plow foot is well preserved. Hepatic and celiac branches are also preserved. Just remove the vital nerve. So theoretically, highly selective vagotomy is best. However, there is a shortcomings that is after these operations, the ulcer will return.
Why do we prevent the crowfoot?
Why? To preserve the function of the entry, to preserve the peristalsis. However, the effect of the treatment maybe is not so good when we do the highly selective vagotomy. So, what is the complications of the peptic ulcers? Acute perforation and Now we call it outflow obstruction. Usually we call it pyloric obstruction. Pyloric obstruction have three types. Only the cicatricial pyloric obstruction should be received the operations and massive hemorrhage. Stomach, this is acute perforations. Acute perforations, that is the stomach contents comes out into the abdominal cavity to leads to the acute peritonitis. It's very dangerous. And penetration, that means the chronic perforation of the ulcer into the pancreas. In this type of the perforation, there's no acute peritonitis. There's no pain, no severe pain. As well as this is pancreas or liver or retroperitoneum. And massive. Let's look at this is pyloric obstruction. The patient cannot eat anything, including water. The distension of the stomach. This is a scopic view stenosis of the pylorus. Very small. The hole is very small.
So what do you do here? You cut the crowfoot. What do we do here?
To here,
Yeah.
perforation. Perform the operation.
So we will remove the crowfoot. Will we remove it?
Remove. Yes, usually.